exactly why. Expound on that.
Because why would he even want to?
Lopez, Gervonta Davis, are you ready to go through these fights?
This is winner, they make this, and if we watch box, like how many years we're waiting, like Pacquiao versus Mayweather, how many years we're waiting Wilder versus
Gervonta Davis has issued a brutal response after watching Manny Pacquiao's training footage, questioning why the 46-year-old is returning to the ring. He expressed concern and disbelief over Pacquiao fighting at this stage of life, suggesting the comeback is dangerous and hinting that today's fighters won't go easy on him. Gervonta Davis, one of the most explosive and feared lightweights in modern boxing, has never held back when it comes to discussing a potential matchup with Manny Pacquiao.
He got it.
Be careful with what you wish for.
Yes. For sure. For sure.
Despite recognizing Pacquiao's legendary status, Davis has confidently expressed that he sees no major challenge in facing the Filipino icon. His belief stems not out of disrespect, but from a fighter's instinct and the belief that the current generation brings a different level of explosiveness, speed, and power to the ring. For Davis, who is in his physical prime, taking on a 46-year-old Pacquiao would not only be a career-defining bout, but also a showcase of generational dominance. In an interview,
Manny, when you beat Barrios, what's next? Are you going to fight Ryan Garcia, Haney, Lopez, Gervonta Davis? Are you ready to go through these fights?
One at a time.
But you want those guys?
We'll
If
see.
you feel
We'll see.
good?
We'll see. We'll see. I always, I cannot say after this like I'm going to fight like that, but one at a time. After the fight, we can see, we can talk like.
following the announcement of his return fight against Mario Barrios, Manny Pacquiao maintained a cautious yet open stance about his future when questioned about potential matchups with fighters like Ryan Garcia. Pacquiao replied with a measured, one-at-a-time approach. However, what stood out was his refusal to dismiss the idea altogether.
So I'm not sure how true this is, but supposedly Manny Pacquiao's coming out of retirement. And these are the three names that he's interested in fighting. And now of these three names, which one do you think is the best matchup? Conor McGregor? That would just be a money grab. Everyone knows Manny Pacquiao's skill level is way above Conor's. Tank Davis? Nah, Manny Pacquiao would get knocked out by Tank Davis. I'm telling you right now, Tank would catch him, and Manny's going night-night. Now, Ryan Garcia is the fight that makes the most sense in my opinion. If you guys remember, this fight was heavily rumored at one time. And I think it might even been booked at one time, but it fell through at the last minute. And it makes the most sense to happen. Ryan Garcia is a big name currently in boxing. Style-wise, they match up perfectly. And it's a fight that could go either way. If Ryan Garcia wins, he adds a big name like Manny Pacquiao on his resume. And I know he's coming out of retirement, but still, that's Manny Pacquiao. And if Manny Pacquiao wins, he adds to his legacy and inserts himself right back in the title run. So again, these are just rumors, and I don't know if Manny Pacquiao's really out of retirement. But if he is, the fight that makes the most sense is Ryan Garcia.
Openness has fueled speculation that Pacquiao could be eyeing a multi-fight comeback contingent on how he performs against Barrios. It suggests that Pacquiao is treating his return seriously, and not merely as a farewell bout. Throughout his interviews, Manny Pacquiao has made it clear that he doesn't shy away from challenges, even at an age when most boxers are long retired, even before.
Basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
Next, Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight?
I'm just going to rub it in. Pause. I remember saying when Tank couldn't get a fight in, I was saying Shakur shouldn't have signed that deal with Matchroom if he wanted to fight Tank. Lomachenko, I said he ducked. But then when he couldn't find a fight, I said, hey, fight Manny Pacquiao. The reason why I said fight Manny Pacquiao at 144 was, number one, you can get the sensationalism and the crazy hype shit of a Jake Paul fight, right? It got the money grab on it. On top of that, though, he can prepare for 140. by fighting Manny at 144, get a training camp in at a heavier weight class. Then he could come down from 144 and fight Tio at 140. Everybody said that don't make sense, Biz. Tank fight Lamont Roach, take a knee, draw, grease in the eye.
Officially announcing his return, Pacquiao floated names like Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, and Conor McGregor as potential opponents. This list reflected both competitive aspirations and business acumen. These are high-profile fighters who not only offer compelling matchups but also guarantee blockbuster pay-per-view numbers behind closed doors.
You're 46 years old. You have to remember that. So give your body some rest. Rest right now is Manny Pacquiao's friend in between training, in between sparring sessions. There's no shame in taking a day off or two, Manny. Trust me. Let your body relax, let your body rest. He'll do fine. He's experienced. He's got obviously the power because it never leaves you. The speed I'm a little worried about, but I think, look, Barrios is a live dog. He's a world champion, and he's no slouch. So I think it's going to be a good fight. I wish Manny all the best. I'm not sure who's going to win. I really haven't seen Barrios, but I think Barrios, the youth is obviously with him in this corner.
Industry insiders suggest that the idea of a Davis versus Pacquiao bout is not just fantasy matchmaking. Both teams are reportedly open to exploring negotiations provided that Pacquiao proves competitive against Barrios.
Mario is gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but he's a legend. He already did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But if he wants to get in the ring with Mario, then I guess Mario has to show him that youth. He has a youth, and Manny Pacquiao should have just stayed retired.
Yeah. That's what a lot of fans are saying, and are still kind of disbelief. But even looking at social media and the fans, they're thrilled just to see him back. So just to have him in the ring, and fighters at that age are not competing.
I think that just says a lot about the type of fighter Manny Pacquiao is, the stardom he has. He's 46, 47?
He's 46.
And people are still excited to see him fight. So, that just says a lot about him and what he's done in his career. So, like I said earlier, to see a friend I grew up with fight Manny Pacquiao is going to be pretty cool. And it's the same night. So, it's a huge night for San Antonio boxing.
For Davis, facing a living legend like Pacquiao would elevate his profile even further. Khabib Nurmagomedov recently weighed in on the current state of boxing, expressing deep dissatisfaction with the direction the sport has taken. He criticized the matchmaking and promotional choices, calling them more about spectacle than substance. In his view, matchups like Pacquiao versus Barrios reflect a system more interested in names and profits than in competitive fairness or fighter safety.
Well, Pacquiao's a big name, and obviously Barrios a great fight for Barrios because he's a champion, and I think Pacquiao, being that they both have connections with PBC, that's the easiest fight to make. So, getting another title opportunity, I just the name obviously, but I really believe that Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little. I don't want to say sad because he's going to make a lot of money, so we can't feel sorry for him. But at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for I'm just 4 years older, 4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're gonna get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were when you were in 20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. That he should have that power. Barrios is big and a strong boy, so I don't see that happening. But is it possible? Anything's possible. George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it. But I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao's speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he doesn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys seen his last performance.
The exhibition where against that big guy.
It was actually embarrassing to see that shit. So it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
If Pacquiao wins, what does that do for him? Where does that put him all time?
Hell, come on, at that age, after like a few years, I don't know how many years he's been off, that'd be impressive. It's hard to think it's gonna happen, but that shit would be nice, man. It would be nice. Very few have done it, and he's actually one that could do it.
Pacquiao, he's probably top 5 all time, one of the greatest fighters.
Winner promoter Oscar De La Hoya voiced serious concern about Pacquiao's decision to fight again at 46. 6 according to De La Hoya. Training for a highly bout is no small feat at that. Age and recovery is dramatically slower. He emphasized that what Pacquiao's body needs is rest. Not another grueling training camp rising star. Jesse Bam. Rodriguez offered a stark evaluation of the upcoming Pacquiao-Barrios fight, while acknowledging Pacquiao's remarkable legacy. Rodriguez predicted a one-sided contest favoring Barrios. His view rests on the premise that youth, activity, and hunger often overpower even the most seasoned legends.